Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode in our Let's Play series. And you know where I am? I am inside Dave's head because I want to steal all his ideas. No, I'm joking, but actually today's episode we're gonna do something that's based on one thing Dave has in his world. That's a Coliseum to fight raids when someone raid you in Twitch. So that's what we are going to do. But of course we are not gonna do exactly like Dave did. We're gonna change one repeater for a headstone dust and make the anti-clockwise so I can call it my own. No, I'm joking. We are gonna do something different, right? But it's based on what he does, right? Coliseum for raids. Okay, let me get out of this empty head. And yeah, also I already finished changing the glass on the storage for some other blocks, right? So here on top I used some of these glazed terracotta, quartz and warped blocks, right? The interior I think I already showed last episode, right? And we also did the exterior here with quartz, warped wood and more copper that still didn't oxidize. But yeah, I actually already collected all the materials we need to do the Coliseum. It's all this, right? Because I actually already built this in creative and now I have a schematic to rebuild this here, right? And by the way, here's Dave. Yeah, but one of the things that will be different from Days is that instead of just fighting a raid, we're gonna fight a raid and a wither. We're gonna use a name tag to name the wither after whoever raided us, right? And for that, I will show you guys what I have done with my wither farm with the help of another of our founders here, Tetra. He designed a really great wither farm and I'm gonna show you guys that because I built it here in my world. I upgraded my old wither farm to Tetra's wither farm. Let's go there and see. Okay, so we are here in our Nether fortress, in our wither farm, right? And as you can see, it's looking a lot different, right? You can see there is a contraption there, some wither skeletons. And yeah, I built the Tetra's wither farm, right? Like I said. And the way it works is a little bit similar to our copper farm, where we make the zombies hold the rotten flesh so they don't count for the mob cap, right? But this one uses pumpkins, right? So there is some dispensers up there in that machine I showed you, and it will dispense pumpkins in the wither heads, as you can see. So they don't count for the mob cap anymore, will spawn. And yeah, we can kill them here, and then we get all the items in that storage there. So yeah, this is how we are going to get our wither skulls for the build we are doing today. But we are also using wither skulls for another thing. So let's go to another place in the Nether and I will show you guys what we are using them for. Okay guys, so we are here in the Nether and I want to show what I have been doing on streams in the past 3 months or so. And yeah, we are doing this project that's 420 by 420 perimeter for a blaze farm. Yes, that's just for a joke. But at some point in this project I decided to floss the bedrock. And you might be thinking, oh, flossing the bedrock is tedious, right? Because you have to come here, find the blocks and mine them, right? Oh, you don't know the start of it. I actually decided to floss even the blocks that are between bedrock. And how are we doing this? If I show the schematic here, we are using the schematic mod, and we did a schematic of the bedrock, and all these pink blocks are the blocks that are not bedrock, so we can even see the blocks that are between bedrock, like that one for example. And how do we get those blocks? Well, some of them like this for example, you can see that's not exposed in any of the sides, right? But if I place a TNT right here and explode, it will get a few of those blocks, right? As you can see, it got 2 blocks, right? And sometimes we can't do it, so what we do is we place some blocks like this, ladders, get an ender pearl, and ender pearl on top of the ladder and mine the blocks, right? So that's another technique, but sometimes this is not possible. So yeah, when this happens, we need to spawn a wither to break the block. And this case here is a good example because we can spawn a wither sideways here, right? So the way we do this is we do this soul saint formation like this, place a block here, and the wither will stand on the block. And when we spawn the wither, it breaks all the blocks in a 3x3 area. So for example, this one will be inside, right? Any blocks inside here, the wither will break. But yeah, sometimes we can spawn the wither easy like this, because let's say, for example, this was a bedrock, we couldn't place the heads here. And then we have to use the technique that we call the Australian wither technique, right? So we place the wither upside down, and then we need to place a block here, a block here. We need the pistons and observers. So we need one observer here and one piston here. So what will happen is when we place the last head on the middle here, the piston will push a block underneath the wither so it doesn't fall down. So let's see it. There, there, and there. And yeah, as you can see, the wither will stand on that block. But as you can see, it broke the block, and now all we have to do is kill the wither. And yeah, we killed the wither, and now we got 20 nether stars. Yeah, I just finished the stream, that's why I have so many nether stars in my pocket here. So yeah, if you are not following me on Twitch, go follow me to see me flossing bedrock, I guess. And after we finish, we will start digging this all the way down and floss the underneath bedrock. And yeah, this will probably take a year or so to finish. And yeah, thank you everyone that's helping me on the streams to floss, right? But especially to Jamie here, because she actually developed the Australian wither technique and a bunch of other techniques that we are using. And yeah, she's helping a lot, and she's even keeping statistics of how much time and how many blocks we mined, right? So yeah, big shout out to Jamie. I will leave a link in the description for her YouTube channel and Twitch channel. You guys should definitely follow her. She's amazing at Minecraft and at falling in 1x1s. I'm joking. Okay, now we are here on top of our raid farm, and by the way, there is a bunch of netherrack and rails here because we transported some evokers, ravengers, all that stuff to the mansion there. I guess I will show that in another episode, not today. But the reason we are here is because we have two things that we're gonna need here. That is our charged creeper farm, right? We have some charged creepers there, and that's where we get some mobs to get heads, right? And there is our bad omen farm where we get bad omen. So yeah, I want to build the Coliseum near to these two things because we of course need bad omen for the raid, and because I also want to have charged creepers to increase the difficulty of the raid, right, of the challenge. So I will build the Coliseum there. I guess you can kind of see a little bit of a spoiler already because the schematic is there, but yeah, so far we haven't built anything, but it's gonna be there a few hundred blocks from this important stuff, right? So yeah, now I will start building the Coliseum, and I will do it in progress update style because I want to show the circuits, right, the redstone involved, and every time I build a part of the circuit, I will come back with you guys and show how it works and why it's there, right? So yeah, I will come back with you guys when I have built a little bit of the Coliseum. Okay, so I started building the Coliseum here, and as you can see, so far there is a bunch of redstone stuff here. We have a bunch of pistons, right? And another thing I forgot to say at the beginning of the episode. Oh my god, it actually needs to start raining now. Okay, the rain is actually good to show what I was gonna talk about is I installed this mod here that's called Tweakaroo, right? And it has a bunch of tweaks. For example, you can disable rain. Here, you can disable rain effects, so now you don't see the rain, right? But I'm actually using for this toggle disable tile ain't hindering, right? It doesn't hinder a lot of stuff like the beacon beams, shulker boxes and chests, for example, because here you can't see, but there is shulker boxes here, right? Yeah, and I added this because it was lagging too much, so not hindering shulker boxes and beacons in the end helps a lot. And also another thing I forgot to say is I updated to 1.18, so here you can see some new terrain generation, for example, right? But yeah, that's something we're gonna explore more in the next episode. And another thing Tweakaroo has is the free can, so we can get out of our body and use the free can to see it better. Yeah, so if you look at this, we have a bunch of rails and observers here, right? And here we have a clock that's turned off right now. But yeah, what this clock will do is every time it goes around, it will activate all these observers that activate all these other observers, and there is a bunch of observers observing the rails, right? And it will activate the pistons. And here we have a bunch of stone generators, right? And this will push all this stone here, and then it will push up with these pistons and make a giant block of stone. And the reason why I want to do this is because we are going to spawn withers, like I said, and the withers will break blocks. So I'm doing this to kind of self-repair the Coliseum, right? Of course, not the whole Coliseum will be self-repairable, but mostly the floor and the walls will be where the wither probably will shoot stuff. And we also gonna have a TNT in some places, right? So this will also repair the TNT damage. But yeah, right now I'm trying to do to show you guys how I'm doing the stone generators, right? We have a water here, and when these blocks get pushed out, the lava that will be here will go down, form another stone block here, and then it gets pushed up here, and then push forward, and then push up by all these pistons, right? So it will form a giant block of stone here. Okay, so now that I'm finishing the stone generators here, I will turn this on, and you guys will see the giant block here of stone forming. So yeah, this is where we turn it on, right? We will have like a bunch of slimes and a lever all the way there, but for now I will just remove this redstone dust, and it will start the clock. And it's a little bit laggy. Yeah, right now it's a little bit laggy because there is a lot of stuff going on, but when most of this is formed, it won't be this laggy, because most of the pistons won't be able to move. There will be blocks here, and also I forgot to activate the hindering stuff, so this might help a little bit. But as you can see, it starts pushing everything, and yeah, once that gets to the push limit, 12 blocks, it will start pushing the second layer, as you can see, right? Yeah, as you can see, it's finishing forming the floor here, right? And yeah, if you count from this block to that one, we have 24 blocks, because the push limit of the piston is 12, right? So we can push 12 on the side and 12 from that. That's why this Coliseum is a little bit small, right? But I think it will be enough space to fight the mobs, right? The raid and the wither, all that. And yeah, it's finishing completing the floor here. And yeah, there is a few fails here, but it's not actually a fail. It will be fixed when we build the next part. that will be the walls, right? But yeah, we'll wait for this to get done, right? And we got some cobblestone here somehow. I guess it's because I was flying around and unloaded the chunks. Must have broken a cobblestone generator. But here's the good part of this floor. When you break a block, it just regenerates itself, right? So yeah, for example, if we are fighting the wither here, the wither breaks some blocks, it will just fix itself, right? And also if your TNT comes here and explodes a bunch of blocks, it will just eventually fix itself. And like I said, right now it's very laggy because of all the pistons firing, right? But when we have the full block mounted, the pistons will actually not fire, right? So there will be not too much FPS lag. Yeah, and now as you can see, it's pretty much finishing everything. Yeah, okay, so it's almost finished, just 2 more pushes. 1 and 2. Yeah, I guess it's still there is a few blocks on under there that need to be completed, but now any blocks that breaks it will get refilled pretty quickly, right, as you can see. And now let me show the underneath here of the machine here. So yeah, we had that line that just activates the clock here, right, that spreads the signal to all the pistons and all the generators, right? And we also have a villager here, and this is the guy that will detect that we have bad omen and will start the raid, right? So yeah, now I will build a little bit more of the headstone around here to build the walls, and I will also start building the decoration because there is a lot of stuff to do, right? And I will come back with you guys in a second. Okay, so I built the next part, that's here where we will build the walls, right? So these pistons will push the blocks up, but as you can see here, now we are using basalt, not stone, right? So if I go on freecam here, we can see that we have some basalt generators here. So we have lava on top here, and when these blocks form, this stick piston will push these blocks, and then there is some other pistons underneath here, next to this soil here, that will push the blocks up here, and then they get pushed across here, and they will get pushed up here again. So yeah, let me turn on the machine here so we can see that working. Let me go on freecam here because it's easier to see. A little bit laggy, but easier. Yeah, and now you can see that the basalt starts to get pushed here, and then it will be pushed by these pistons. Why it's not working? Oh yeah, I missed the observing a piston here in the schematic. Let me get thing. Yeah, okay, now it's pushing here and pushing upwards. Yeah, so you can see the walls are forming. So yeah, I will work this out and keep building the decoration, and I will come back with you guys to show a little bit more of the headstone we are gonna build here. Okay guys, so I finished building the Coliseum. I will show you guys in a bit. There is still just some stuff to do, but here where we get the bad omen, I left some stuff to fight the raid, sword and crossbow. I forgot, I think I will put the fire spec in the sword, and maybe knockback would be a good idea too. And I made this tomato shield here. I don't know if it looks like a tomato. Yeah, on the banner it looked fine, but on the shield it looks a little bit weird. And yeah, I made these firework rockets here, and supposedly they do a lot of damage because they have a lot of fireballs here, right? Or fireworks balls, let's see. Yeah, they did 3 hearts to me, and I have a lot of armor on, right, with protection 4. So they are pretty good. And we also have name tags here, so we can name the wither, right? And some extra fireworks. Now we have this railway here because we needed to bring charged creepers from the charged creeper farm there to the Coliseum. And here is the Coliseum. At night it looks even better, I think. Let's wait for the sun to go down. And yeah, this is just to bring the charged creepers here, and then I will remove this rail. Yeah, so you can see here on the inside, it's relatively small considering there will be a lot of mobs here, right? And the walls here are made of basalt like we showed, right? But there is some other stuff up there that if the wither or something blows up, we're gonna need to fix manually, right? But yeah, let me drink this night vision potion here and use the freaking mod to show a little bit better to you guys. Yeah, I also place some of the tomato banners here, right? And this is the lever where we turn on all the redstone stuff that I will explain a little bit. But first, let's see the design, right? The aesthetics of the build. Yeah, so I use a lot of blackstone and deep slate bricks, right? Some of these soul lanterns and just a little bit of add nether brick to give it some color, right? And on this side here we have actually a way to get in on the headstone, right? And I will probably put some chests here to store the nether stars we get from the raids, right? And yeah, here we have our villager and all the headstone stuff that this part I already explained, is just the stone generator and basalt generator. And then we have on top here, this area here that mobs can spawn here, right? And they will wander around until they get into these water streams here and they will fall in the arena, right? Right now there is nothing spawning because I have the mob switch on, right? But mobs can spawn here. And on top of this, we have it. This is where we're gonna bring the charged creepers, and there will be a minecart here to get the charged creepers. And whenever it activates, we have some potions here. There is slow falling potions in one of the dispenser, and in the other one we have either speed or regeneration potions to make the charged creeps even more overpowered, I guess. So yeah, I will try to explain the headstone. So when we activate this lever, this will turn off this headstone torch here, and this signal here goes down there to activate the stone generator and basalt generator, right? And these other two signals is to activate these dispensers that we have in both sides. And inside the dispensers we have TNT, fire charges, rockets, and potions. But the potions that we have here are potions of Lyring, those that do a air effect, similar to the Dragon's Breath, right? You use Dragon Breaths to brew those potions. And we have various effects, some are good, like speed and regeneration, and some are bad, like poison, for example. And yeah, we have a clock here, and every time this clock activates, and it's a little bit like 40-45 seconds each time, right? It will dispense an item here, and if it's an unstackable item, it will give a signal here activating the dispenser, right? And that's also on the other side. And I think I placed the one unstackable and two stackables, which means in 1 out of 3 times it will activate this, which means is about one time every 2 minutes these dispensers will get activated. And on this side, when this gets activated, we also have a signal here, and we have another randomizer here, and then another one. So yeah, there is a very small chance that this one gets activated, and then this other one gets activated, right? And when this gets activated, we get a charged creeper in the arena. So the charged creepers will be a very rare event. Okay, so let me turn this on just to test both the stone generator and the dispenser stuff. And in theory, the dispensers should be working, so we might see something shooting out of the dispensers. Oh, and we actually got the TNT. That's perfect, because now we can test also the stuff here. Yeah, the stone generator and basalt generator are working. Okay, we got the rockets there, so yeah, everything is working. It's a little bit or maybe a lot laggy right when it's on, but I think we can try. So this second dispenser here also has a 1 in 3 chance, and the third and last dispenser here has a 2 in 9 chance of activating. Which means we're gonna get a charged creeper every half an hour or so, but a raid I think it only takes 15 minutes, so we might get a charged creeper every other raid, right? Okay, so I made my render distance bigger, so I think it's loading there. So let's try to get a charged creeper there, and I will use the freaking mod just so the charged creeper doesn't see me and explode. Why this rail is like this? Okay, so let me turn this. There we go. Okay, the creeper went there. Let me use free cane now to try to catch up with the creeper. And it's not gonna hinder because I'm too far away. Oh my god, let's see if I can do this. Oh. Not that it stopped. Oh, that's because I think we have a simulation distance low. Okay, hopefully this won't explode my computer. Okay, there we go. The creeper is going. How's the MSPT? Yeah, it's very laggy because... Okay. It's very laggy, but it looks like it's working. Okay, let's see if the creeper gets out in the correct spot. Yes, now I just need to break that block and the creeper will drop in here. Okay guys, so I'm finishing moving the last few charged creepers there. There we go. I'm moving 2 at a time because I tried more and yeah, it even happened an accident. One of them exploded a little bit of the rails here, but 2 at a time is fine. Okay, so all the creepers are here and we have about 40 creepers here, I think. So yeah, we have about 40 creepers here. More than that, they start taking anti-screaming damage, so I think it's better to just leave it like that. And I will go down here and get a regeneration potion and throw a thing just to make sure they have enough health, right? Yeah, so I think this is fine, and then when we use all of these creepers I will bring more. Because like I said, it will be a rare event, so probably we won't need to refill this that many times, right? Yeah, now I'm gonna finish fixing this, removing all the rails, because I think it's too ugly, these rails, right? So whenever we need more creepers, I just rebuild this, I guess. Okay, so I finished removing all those rails, right? So now it kind of looks better, I guess, without all the rails. And yeah, I know it looks a little bit weird because the Coliseum is floating, right? But yeah, that's because of the spawners here, right? Or the area where mobs will spawn when I turn off the mob switch, right? Because if it was too low, it will be loading the caves, right? And yeah, there is one charged creeper there because I was testing if the mob would actually pick up the charged creepers. So probably it's a good idea to kill it. There we go. Yeah, otherwise the next time I come here I will forget and die for that, right? So yeah, the Coliseum is ready to use, but I'm not gonna show you guys it working or a raid being fought here today. If you wanna see that, guess what you have to do? You have to follow me on Twitch and wait for someone to raid me, I guess. Yeah, I know this is a kind of anticlimax end to the video, kind of a cliffhanger, clickbait for my Twitch, but also this video is already too long, and the raid here would take 15 minutes. So yeah, I don't want to do a 1 hour video. So I guess, yeah, thank you for watching, and I see you guys in the next video. Bye!